Life's a game, the world's a stage, and we are merely role players where theatrical people play role-playing games. I'm Matt Boothman, and I'm your compere for this main house production, and I'm joined backstage by the cast of that production.
Hello, I am Nat. I play Gwynned the Divine.
Hello, I'm Marta. I play Harper the Searcher.
Hello, I'm Strat, and I play Briar the Monstrous.
Hi, I'm Helen. I play Melody the Constructed.
Welcome everybody. Let's find out how some of these characters know each other. So we have some connections already. Whose characters have met before on air?
We have.
Ours have.
And
That
we
was
have
really great visual work.
fantastic audio content.
Yeah. So yes, Gwyneth knows Briar, Gwyneth knows Harper.
Yeah.
And Briar knows Melody.
Yes.
Yes.
They've all... visualising this web in my mind. But I want to actually start with some of the established ones, because Gwyneth already knows some of these people, but Gwyneth has changed since she last appeared with either Briar or Harper. So let's talk about whether your relationship with Gwyn has changed at all now that she is 1/3 of a goddess.
I guess particularly for Strat's context, Gwyn no longer lives in your tree. There is a cave somewhere in somewhere in the Briarwood Forest, but also sort of overlaps with Fairyland, but like is not in either of them technically, where the Morrigan resides, and that's where the cauldron is, where the Hearth Mother tends the cauldron, and when people invoke the Morrigan, like wisps of their invocations come out, and then I can travel from there to wherever's. So we don't live together anymore.
And you don't work for the National Trust anymore.
And I don't work for the National Trust anymore. And the other members of the National Trust now worship me as a goddess, so...
Okay, so Briar's pissed. No, I don't think Briar's pissed. But I think their opinion is like, oh, you're a god now, are you? Go on then. So Briar may not be as helpful
Ideal.
as they were before, if ever.
You were helpful before?
Yeah.
What did you do that was helpful?
I would get involved when needed. I stole all that electricity. It was great.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Gwyneth and Briar were never more in sync than in Cold Snap, their first appearance together when they fought together.
But was that the last time we've actually played these characters together? Because I've definitely referenced Briar throughout since, of like, oh, this is the kind of thing that Briar would have told Gwyn.
Yeah, I think
we've
only actually been in one episode together, yeah.
Briar comes up all the time.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about him.
Yeah.
Briar is everywhere.
I did a re-listen recently, and just, I don't know, maybe everyone loves to hate you, or just like loves to write you into their most chaotic stuff.
Yeah.
Blame the fate.
Influence.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like we would have had other adventures in between, just not episode worthy.
Yeah. But I think Briar is obviously very, very old and wouldn't tell anyone, but they're kind of attached to people, and there's only really been two people that have been around for a long time, and that's you and Ginny, and now you've both gone, and Cameron's gone, and so I think Briar's never going to admit that they're a bit sad about that, but I think the result of that is they probably just act out more.
Well, good. There's also, so the other thing we established is that you can now sort of summon by invoking Mother.
It's become a little bit of a swear,
Right.
or an oath uttered in town.
Instead of, oh God,
mother.
oh Mother.
Right.
But the Morrigan hears when you do that.
Okay.
So would Briar have used that in vain?
Didn't we establish that it itches?
It itches. It's itchy.
Yeah, but with total plausible deniability.
Yeah.
Like, just slipping it into conversations so that it makes sense in context.
You would have never actually summoned on purpose.
No, I think right up until the point where you would have to appear and then just back off.
I was going to say, do you have to go?
I mean, if I want to keep the followers, yeah.
Okay.
But if it comes, it's from him, not you? It's Briar again. Scratch.
I'm sure we might have invited you round for tea.
I was going to say,
point.
you probably have, like, tea time.
I'm getting shades of Bart prank calling Mo in the sense.
Oh, no, I tell you what's happened. Briar's been around a while and obviously has connections with the council and they're Fae, so they can have Fae gold and money and whatever. So I think a planning application has been put in for a lease of a new shop on the high street, which is going to be sort of like, I don't know, I think it will be
like
some
new
form
age.
of like new age hippy dippy stuff. And it is going to be called Oh Mother. so the entire town, and actually somewhere really central, somewhere where people are likely to say, oh, we're going to meet by Oh Mother.
It's a new concept National Trust charity shop.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That sounds correct.
Yes.
What about Harper? So Harper fought alongside Gwyn in Chief Exec, saw Gwyn ascend to godhood, and Harper is the person who is over this shit and doesn't want to engage with the supernatural stuff. So how has this relationship changed?
That's a very good question. I feel like Harper, for her, the difference between all the weird shit is just, it's so, I don't want to say subtle, but it's like it's more of the same. She's like before and after, like, oh, now you're more weird. The end. It doesn't really change very much for her. It's interesting as well, because she went from seeing you out and like unconscious and trying to save your life to now being a god. So it's like she's seen both sides.
We had Chief Exec in between.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, it's just Gwyn, another otherworldly, super powerful being that's in my life. I'm just trying to get through my uni coursework, and now I don't have any electricity to do that, so I can't charge my Apple computer. So I think, yeah, maybe she's frustrated that she can't just go like, hey, Gwyn, can you, I don't know, God your way into fixing things, or can you charge my machines? I need my phone, okay?
I mean, you literally can. That's what we were just saying.
Oh, yeah. Has
But
she
would
done
you
so?
have?
That's the thing, though.
She did it for the National Trust team.
Yeah,
No.
I did. So
You'd made their coffee machine work.
Really?
Would I know that, though?
Maybe not.
Would I be aware?
It
That's the
depends.
thing. And
Because
if
Gwyn has been very busy. That is the
that's the thing. And if I had to like get out of town to literally, first of all, go to uni, and secondly, again, I need to charge my computer and my phone elsewhere. She might have thought about it, but again, that's the same choice she always has to make. Do I invite the weird into my life? Is it worth it or not? If she's desperate, I mean, we'll see today, but she might have been desperate enough to go like, I'm so sorry. I just need please, I've got a paper due and I don't know how to write with, what do you mean a pen and paper? I don't know how any of that works.
Gwyn desperately hunting for Cam, and Jess furiously pacing around the forest, is summoned to sort your coursework out.
This is real life, okay? This is like actual stuff that matters.
We've got to keep this story grounded.
Yeah, this is what real people have to deal with, okay?
So you don't think that you would be looking to this god that has appeared in your life for help with your connection with the shadow?
I did once, I had a thing about Morrigan and talking about the Grove of Oddities and trying to find access to the Shadow Realm, because the place you live in now is kind of like a link between sort of spaces.
The Shadow Realm's an interesting one because it is another realm, but it's a bit separate because it's not on the ghost train line.
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't know how it connects to everything else. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way, there's a link anywhere. In that way, I would be interested. But honestly,
that could be another thing you've put on Gwynn's to-do list, along with, find Cam, find Jess.
Yeah.
While you're scouring other realms,
Like,
can you have a look at this shadow?
Yeah, you know
place?
how when I saved your life, I took you to this really, well, I don't know if you remember this place at all. You might have been unconscious throughout. But anyways, I really need to know how to get there, not through revolving doors, because that's really annoying.
I'll add it to the to-do list right beyond defending the town against a demon.
We do that every week. It's like
This is
demon
one
of the
who
week.
knows us. Wait, don't invoke the name of the game.
Meta, wink, wink. But yeah, I mean, she spent most of the time probably in uni, at the library with Calistarius, training with Percy until they left, and then now I don't even know. Do you need electricity for a bike to work? You don't, right?
No, not
you
necessarily.
don't. Okay, good. So she can take her bike, and she's probably
Oh, the motorbike. Yeah,
Ducati, yeah, for
as long as you can get fuel, you're fine.
yeah. do pumps need electricity?
Yes.
Like, genuinely, having no electricity is a really big problem for any modern, like...
Never caused
city.
Brian any trouble whatsoever. They don't understand.
We kept realising more knock-on effects in Illwind, like that nobody's getting their laundry done.
Yeah.
It's terrible
The whole
times.
town is real stinky.
Yeah. Water pumps.
Yeah.
The one in my flat doesn't work if the electricity isn't running, which means no toilet,
Yeah.
no water, no nothing.
My business doesn't function, and a lot of my life force stuff comes through an electric item.
Hey, you
So,
have the music, right?
Presumably, I would be singing and playing instruments, learning to play. I don't know, the tuba.
I love that's where you went.
So specific. Not the easiest one.
I mean, Melody is canonically very strong. You do need a lot of physical strength to carry a tuba.
I just need to go upstairs to my room and have a rest.
I just wanted to mention as well about the library for Harper's point thing, because I remembered that the library keeps getting its doors smashed by various things, demons and horses and all sorts. So they've installed a revolving door, naturally.
Which is electric.
No!
They don't have to be. You can get revolving doors that you just push.
your way in. So I'm at the library reading, I'm assuming with candles. Of some, that would be so dangerous, though. You don't want fire, like live flames in a library.
Calisteris would be able to do magic wards against
Probably,
fire.
yeah.
For the important books, anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I have important things to do.
Anyway, let's stay on the Gwynned train and work out what, because Melody and Gwynned have not been in a series together before, let's work this relationship out. How might you have met? What opinion might you have of each other? You can use the prompts on the sheets if you want, but if you're running out or there isn't one that's appropriate, just make stuff up.
I had a pre-thought about this. It's sort of not related to any of the ideas on the sheet.
Go ahead.
That maybe when Gwyn was first deduct, obviously... technical term. Obviously had the normies like Renko and Mick. They were the ones that sort of helped bring her back because they were the most normal people to recognise it. And then we had Briar there sort of helping initiate her into the ways of the humans and how they operate, which obviously went really well.
Yeah.
But I wonder if there was a moment of connection between Gwyn and Melody where Melody played music for Gwyn and we connected over the fact that you are presenting human, but obviously not quite yourself, and trying to fit in. But maybe there was a moment where you tried to play like Celtic music for Gwyn to be like, maybe this is what it was like. And obviously like New Age Celtic music is very like trancey and nothing like what it would have been. So Gwyn would have been like, what is this bollocks? But we ended up finding something like, I don't know, like what we were listening to in the car on the way here, like like female vocalist metal type stuff that Gwyn actually really liked. So we I don't know, we spent time bonding over what music sounds like nowadays.
Yeah, I like
it would
that.
have been very different. And also like prog music and musical theatre where people are telling stories specifically in song, obviously would have been much more similar to how the bards would have done it.
Bards and minstrels and stuff.
Yeah. So that was a nice area of familiarity.
I think that's good. Yeah, that works.
So does that mean that you're, in terms of describing the relationship that you have now, are you simply friends? Is there any kind of mentorship in either direction? Or is it sort of straightforwardly you like each other and hang out sometimes?
I don't know if it needs to be complicated, but a lot of melodies are like, just quite cool, considering she is strange. But you're strange too, so I think
maybe there's a mutual respect there as well, because I'm thinking about the relationships that Gwyn has with some of the other, like, because Melody is also strong, right? So I think Gwyn would have recognised, this is someone who is lovely, but also can take care of herself. Whereas, like, Cam is strong, but has problems that maybe needs protecting. And Jess also has the stuff with Kit going on and also felt like she needed protecting or helping in some way, which sort of itched Gwyn's urge to must defend. Whereas I think Melody, she just gets a sense of, no, she's cool, she can take care of herself. And we've got this lovely thing in common. So there's just like that level of game recognises game.
Yeah, and temperamentally, Melody is a fellow protector.
Yeah.
not necessarily, not in the same way, really, but yeah, just I think enough in common temperamentally, potentially.
Yeah.
So, well, I can't wait to see you two work together in that case. Team up.
Yeah.
What other relationships do we still need? We need Melody Harper and Harper Briar.
I had an idea for Melody, which by the way is quite on the nose now that I think about the name and the music. I'm like, oh, that's okay.
She's not
just clicked.
It's not subtle.
I know. And I just got it.
Yeah,
So
she has a music cafe called Melodies as well, which is making sense. But I mean, it's because she either her name would have been chosen in connection with her animating force, either by her or by her creator. I don't know. So, like, it's obvious, but it was intended to be obvious. Like when you call a baby April when it was born in April, you know?
Yeah, nice and simple.
Tick.
I feel like maybe someone in the group. Okay, I'm about to age myself, but if she's in uni now, is she Gen Z or Alpha? What is she supposed to be?
Zero.
Gen Z, a New York girl. She needed a hipster bar to work at, like they all seem to do, because that's the thing. And I feel like Melodies might be reminiscent to her of the sort of places she would find in New York City or upstate New York in a little town of whatever. You know, just that little bit of like obnoxious, try hard, cool kind of
the
space.
closest you're going to get, I think, yeah.
So it would feel familiar and like, I'm not sure, because you present as human, perhaps initially she thought, okay, she's involved in all of this, but she's just a gal who likes some dubious music. And
cool tattoos.
Yeah, but the tats are great. That would be like, oh yeah, I well, you can't see mine, but yeah, I'm also covered in them. They're just invisible here. Thank God. And so she probably like went there a lot. And I wonder if at any point the truth came out of who and what you are. Especially, apparently, your bits, your body bits can kind of do their own thing.
I just flip a boob off and it runs around.
So, I don't know if that would have happened out in the open, but Harper would have been like, oh.
So, Melody would never do that. I'm going to make that very clear. If I were able to, I'd definitely do it all the time. That's why it fell straight out of my mouth like a normal thing to say.
I mean, no judgment.
Like a boob falling off.
Just
there it is.
Sorry, she goes. Like if it doesn't suit the fit, I would just, not have them that day.
That'd be so good.
Yeah,
I know. I was thinking more like, oh, here's my arm. I'm going to grab something. No,
absolutely.
Do it. But both work.
The main cafe usage is leaving her hands downstairs overnight to bake. So everything's fresh, but she's asleep, right? Ugh. So, yeah.
Did Harper ever order any food ever again? No, and again, it's one of those where, your business can't work without electricity, but I think she would have been there quite a lot because it would be, a place to work. Is it very successful? Do a lot of people go to your...
to be honest, I think the frequent customers that we know about are Cal, who goes to...
Which is probably then how I
Wi-Fi.
ended up going there. That's Calatoris is the one who got me.
And Briar, who just chills out, usually as a cat, therefore is not buying anything either.
This is great. Harper loves it. No people is good news for her.
Mick, we know is...
Mick would come in every morning, so I'm making one sale a day.
Is this our unofficial hangout spot? For the group?
We definitely started a production with Renko hanging out in there as well.
And we
this is our magic box.
Yeah.
And we finished doing big there, didn't we? Much to Melody's disdain, because like the badger was just all of your weird crew was just hanging out in there. It was not helping it be as
I would have been pissed off about that.
It was.
I do like the fact that you tried to find a normal place for normal people, and it actually turns out it's
just there on her little laptop, and then it's like, nope.
Just being a fake cat in there, like, damn it.
I think maybe that's. I mean, I'm like an actual paying customer. I would, again, Gen Z. I'm buying this stupidly expensive matcha latte.
This is where your whole student loan is going.
And maybe you've tried to teach me what boba is.
Sure,
it's not worked.
Do you have any bubble tea? No, okay, that's fine. And that's good because that would give us an opportunity of maybe where Briar and
Yes.
Harper might have crossed paths.
Yeah, shall we move on to that? Are we happy that we've got enough between Harper and Melody there?
Yeah, just to clarify, do you want Harper to know that Melody is constructed?
I would
or-
like Harper to know, because it's just better for everybody to be up to date.
Sorry,
at the
yes, we
beginning,
have
yeah.
absolutely covered that, because otherwise all of the episodes would be, what the heck is that person doing?
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, so I have a spiritual companion as well, who probably wouldn't figure it out immediately, and they feed me information, which is how I feel that if you're there as a cat, initially I would have thought, oh, cool cat, and then Sombra would have been fucking around with you as a cat.
Something's messed up about that.
Like, I just want to poke it. I just want to poke it. I'm like, sure, go ahead.
I just have a really cute image of like cat trying to catch a shadow. It's
shadow.
also like
And the shadow goes like, hi. What's going on?
Yeah. That's gone viral. Now people can. Now we're in a universe where humans can see weird stuff.
Yeah.
Now that's gone viral.
Yeah.
But then people outside Sheridan think it's AI.
Yes.
They will think it's fake.
Yeah.
Fake news.
yes, because the emission effect is localized.
I mean, mate, I don't know whether any of you have had the headspace to look beyond the borders of the town, but it's kind of rippling out. Sheridan was one of the first towns to lose the Doom office, and it seems to sort of be progressing out through all of the different places at the rate that they lost their Doom office.
The AI is a good cover for them, because it's like everyone... I was reading about this, maybe in a fiction book or something, about how people will work really hard to believe what they want to, in spite of what they're seeing in front of them, even if it's not through a machine, like actually happening. Brains will do incredible gymnastics to justify weird things. I guess it's a survival mechanic. So in spite of it,
we tell ourselves stories to assort random information that we see.
Oh no, that was just whatever.
Yeah, and that's some sort of shadow being playing with a fae currently disguised as a cat. It's not it's not a sensible or logical way to put that information together, is it? So
Can you believe when we first started doing these recordings, AI manipulation was not a feasible cover for any of our fake nonsense.
Literally last session, 2023, it was a digital thing. Cool.
So does that give us enough for Briar and Harper? What is your relationship now? How do you relate to each other?
Well, I hate him.
Okay.
You and your crew.
Good place to start.
You made my life very difficult. I moved all the way to England
I saved the town.
for a normal... Did you, though? Did you? Let's define save, though.
Not just the town, the county. There's no giant.
Debatable.
If this attitude had come up while Gwynned was around, she would have defended Briar to the extent that she could have.
I mean, but it's Harper anger, which is just silent treatment, ignore you completely, pretend you don't exist, passive-aggressive, Gen Z.
That's going to be catnip for Brian. So pay attention to me.
Yeah, silent treatment versus, yes, please pay attention to me, prank target feels like a good place to start.
Yep.
The first time they've talked.
Well, this is going to be an interesting one, because my relationship with Gwynned is so pure, my relationship with Briar is complicated, and Harper and I are just chill, and then there's like the very opposite of chill happening as well. It could be really dysfunctional. I wonder if we're going to have to do a lot of protecting, because these two are too distracted.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
All I'm saying is hashtag problematic. Hashtag cancel.
Briar's a problematic phone.
Yeah, absolutely. He's like, I'm not into this. Is it the dark, in the romantic-y thing? The dark, mysterious, abusive, romantic interest thing that's a trend now? I'm like, no, that's not.
Would Briar have gone through a phase of being
Did you ever try to
like
dark
appearing
romantic
to people
in
and
the
having lots of dark eyeliner and
I was going to say, like,
broody,
just showing up in the cafe as Robert
using that
Pattinson.
weird charm that you've got.
your destiny, you don't know it.
too many teeth?
I don't think that's Brian's style, to be honest with you.
It's much more, I'm a horse.
Yeah. For a being that mostly just like says, "Get on me as a horse."
You might do the dark seduction thing just up
ride
until...
around.
I know, but like, no. Like, you pervert.
You do the dark seduction just up to the point where they get close enough that you can be like, "No, I'm a horse."
Or your true form. worse.
Yeah. Oh no.
Donald Duck in it if you're lucky.
Oh. Do you remember? Is it Marvel? They have a hero which is a duck,
Yes, Howard the Duck.
Howard the
yeah.
Duck. And you're a duck lady. Oh, things can get really weird here.
Not intentionally.
I know. But yeah, I feel like antagonistic in a sort of quiet, simmering way from Harper's perspective.
Which, yeah, like you say, catnip to a mischievous fae.
Yeah.
And I'm sure while we're trying to fight a monster, there's going to be a lot of spare time for bickering.
Yeah.
It's definitely not going to be a problem.
We like a mid-fight bicker.
Yeah.
I feel like that can happen.
I mean, it's I did a fair bit of bickering with Briar last time.
Yeah, you get some people's stuff.
Harper's very quiet. We'll see what I can come up with. That's on purpose, by the way.
Before we wrap
Yes.
this, I wanted to check in and do the episodic. What badges has Matt
Oh, yes.
worn today?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh no! Oh yeah!
Give us the hints, Matt.
How did I not even look at them?
Put the ensemble back
Oh
together.
yes, yeah, because before you see the
Oh,
badges,
God.
there is a cardigan.
I feel those are eyes and teeth.
Yeah, the
I
cardigan is all teeth, eyes.
Oh lord,
The fit is incredible.
it's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a bird with a cane and a top hat.
Fabulous.
Oh, is that a jiggly little coal creature?
Yes.
And then we've
So
got
cute.
below that it says, if at first you don't
Don't
succeed, run.
Oh, good.
Good.
And
I
then
feel like I've worn that one for a few recordings because I
Yeah.
feel like it's quite
evergreen.
related. It's quite,
Yeah.
evergreen is the
As
word.
is the triple crow.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what
Yes.
that is? A
Yeah.
triple crow, yeah.
I
Yeah.
love this
It's
sparkly
just, that's only
vibe.
become more relevant
Yes,
as we've gone
yeah.
on.
We've
You've
got,
got
a
a
pentagram.
Pentagram.
What's the one?
You probably don't recognise me without my cape.
Interesting. And the one beside, what is that? Is that a tombstone?
Is that a fucked up bird?
What is that?
That's why
I'm
fucked
blind.
a bird.
I'm very blind.
Oh no,
okay.
that's like a.
It's somewhere like maybe it's giving stag antlers, but on like a bird beak with weird eyes.
Yeah, that's kind
Oh no,
of.
it is a stag. That I was misreading the eyes as is.
no.
Oh, that is a mythical creature that shows up in the thing I was talking about before.
Does this
Oh,
mean
cool.
I'm going to get to punch the fairy king?
I was going to say, I'm thinking about Emily Wilde now. Yeah, this is very fey. This is very fey.
This fella's not a spider. He's gone too far.
He's a little soot sprite from...
Oh, that's a soot
yeah.
sprite, or technically cove.
Is he Spirited Away or is he Hell's
Yes.
Moving Castle? I forget.
It's Spirited Away.
He's
And
gorgeous,
Totoro.
right? I just,
Totoro as well, yeah.
I don't know if I remember him. It's been a while since I've watched him.
Favourite thing about that play was how they dealt with these little guys.
The soot sprites were so cute.
I know, I was like, I want one! I want one so bad!
Well, maybe you'll be lucky. Maybe you'll get one today.
Yay!
Are they soot sprites or are they shadow sprites?
I mean, they're similar.
Okay, I feel like I've learnt very little from that. Maybe there'll be a stag in a top hat.
Maybe.
We'll have to revisit.
Oh, a
in
stag
the-
party?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
Faye?
Oh.
Getting married.
We'll revisit in the after party.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Any final business? Everybody happy that they know where they stand as we go into this adventure?
Uh-huh.
Fantastic. In which case, we are ready to play. This has been Vigil, a main house production from Merely Roleplayers. It stars Marta da Silva as Harper, Natalie Winter as Gwynned, Helen Stratton as Melody, and Strat as Briar. I'm Matt Boothman, and I play the supporting cast. Editing and sound designer by me, and the theme music is by Alexander Pankhurst. We were playing Monster of the Week, a role-playing game by Michael Sands, published by Evil Hat Productions. You can find Monster of the Week at genericgames.co.nz. Merely Roleplayers is a Foggy Outline production in association with Blackshaw Theatre Company. Until next time, if drama be the food of life, play on.
There's too many crazy old ladies around.
There is canonically another cave with some witchy ladies in the woods.
Oh, they're not in a cave. They're in like an eco home.
Oh, okay.
They do have an attached cave with mushrooms. We've never seen them.
That was part of Josh's backstory, but it's never been explored.
Matt's very defensive of those ladies. I'm excited to know why that might be.
They sound like they're having a delightful time in their eco.
I think we need a map.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But when you draw a map, that sort of means that it's harder to imagine new places.
It's true.
Okay. I'll think about it.
If we define it too much, you can't
like
just
floating areas just to have an idea of like who lives where.
Yeah.
Foggy outline. Undivide your world.